Are you a confident person? Do you have faith in yourself as person? Are you comfortable with who you are? Today I want to talk about how we often will self-sabotage ourselves, not because we don't have the skill or capacity to do something, but because we let self-doubt creep in and stop us from sharing our gifts and talents. To have self-confidence is to trust in one's own abilities and judgment. It is the foundation of success and happiness. Self-confidence is an essential quality that helps us lead a successful and fulfilling life. It is the foundation of personal growth, and it enables us to face challenges and pursue our goals with determination and resilience. Unfortunately, many people struggle with low self-confidence and feel insecure about their abilities and worth. This can hold them back from reaching their potential and living a fulfilling life. I think that many of us, and I include myself in this group, feel like we have a lot to give to this world, but we often are afraid to step up and share our gifts. And to be honest, I think the world can use a lot more of our talents and abilities. When we let fear get the better of us, we really miss out on contributing to the world in a positive way. One of the examples of where I really struggle with this is in creating this podcast. Each week I sit down and write and share my thoughts about Stoicism and living a good life. The thing is, I really struggle with living these principles myself. There are times when I feel like such an imposter because I fail to live up to the standards I have set for myself. Most of the topics that I share on this podcast come directly from the things I'm struggling with in my own life. I keep doing it because it's always a time for me to reflect on the things that I'm struggling with and hopefully help inspire others to keep pushing through. There are several strategies and principles from Stoicism that can help us gain confidence in ourselves and overcome these insecurities. Here are a few key ideas to consider. Focus on what you can control. One of the central tenets of Stoicism is the idea that we should only concern ourselves with things that are within our control and let go of those that are outside our control. By focusing on what we can control, such as our own thoughts, attitudes, and actions, we can gain a sense of agency and empowerment that can boost our confidence. When we are able to let go of the things that we can't control, we are able to use our energy towards things where we can impact, and let go of the things where we have no impact. Another key principle of Stoicism that goes hand in hand with control is that of acceptance, or the idea that we should embrace whatever comes our way, whether it is good or bad. This doesn't mean we should simply resign ourselves to our circumstances, but rather that we should learn to accept them and make the most of them. The act of acceptance is really just acknowledging and accepting reality. The more are able to just accept things as they are and not wish they were something different, the better we can develop a sense of inner peace and resilience that can help us feel more confident and self-assured. The only thing we have control over is our own thoughts and actions. When we focus on improving ourselves and living according to our values, we gain confidence and inner peace. We can practice mindfulness. By focusing on the present moment and accepting things as they are, we can reduce anxiety and cultivate a sense of peace and inner strength. This can help us to approach challenges with a clear mind and the confidence that we can handle whatever comes our way. When we practice mindfulness and being present, we are also not worrying about the future or ruminating on the past. Remember, mindfulness is not zoning out, but it is being as present in your body as you possibly can. It's about noticing how your body feels and all the sensations of being alive in this moment. Don't let what you can't do stop you from doing what you can do. I think the biggest killer of self-confidence is its polar opposite, self-doubt. Oftentimes we fail simply because we let self-doubt creep in. We let that internal voice, our ego, that wants to keep us safe and avoid failure, knock us off our path. This is really one of the saddest things, because we often truly have the skills to accomplish our goals, but because there is a risk of failure, our ego is trying to protect us. If we don't try, then we can't fail. And the thing is, we're going to fail. A lot. We'll probably fail more times than we succeed, and our culture failure is often seen as one of the worst things you can do. I know a systems engineer that worked for Nike a few years ago. He was tasked with fixing a server that managed the sales system in their company stores. One time he made a mistake and misconfigured the server, and their sales system was down for a few hours. Unfortunately, they were fired. Rather than looking at this as a chance to learn where their systems had some weak points, The management decided that it was more important to punish the person who caused the system failure. This was an opportunity to learn something, but it was squandered because they wanted somewhere to place the blame more than they wanted to find the weak points in their system. One of the way that we can learn to accept and even appreciate failure is by developing mental discipline. Mental discipline is the ability to control our thoughts and, by extension, our emotions. By practicing techniques such as mindfulness and learning to look at things through multiple perspectives, we can become more aware of negative thought patterns and emotion states that can hold us back and instead cultivate a positive and confident mindset. Be confident in your own abilities. Believe in yourself, and others will believe in you too. The last point that I want to talk about is one of the most difficult things for many people, myself included. Far too often we let the opinions of others dissuade us from stepping up and becoming the person that we want to be and doing what we want to do. We stop ourselves from being our authentic and true selves because we're afraid that others may not like us or even reject us. And this is not an irrational fear. Earlier in human history, if you were cast of the tribe, it could mean your death because of lack of food, shelter, and protection. But the thing is, even though it can feel like it's the end of the world in our modern society, you can always find somewhere to fit in and find people that like you for you. But more than anything, if someone doesn't like who you are when you are being authentically you, then they are not your people. They are not your tribe. Your worthiness as a human and as person does not come from what others think of you. It does not come from your successes or your failures. It is simply there because you are a human being on this planet. Self-confidence is not something that can be given to you. It must be earned through hard work and determination. We aren't always confident when we start a task or a project, but the most important thing is that you start it anyway and gain that confidence along the way. It may take a while to be good at something, and the first step is have confidence that you will get better with each step. Lastly, if you know of someone that would benefit from or appreciate this video, please share it. Word of mouth is the best way to help this channel grow. Thanks again for listening.